Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a pretty exciting video. We're going to be opening up the new HOYT Alpha AX-3. See, we got a HOYT hat right here. This is actually my first HOYT ever that I've gotten brand new since I was a little kid. Been waiting for this. Pretty sweet looking. We got the riser in Sandstorm with the black topo limbs. Well, that's pretty sweet looking. So I was originally going to get what Dash got. You guys watched that video. We did a similar video where he unboxed his HOYT, and I think it was Wilderness with black topo limbs, and that was what I originally wanted. And I was still going to get that one, but I thought, well, we probably shouldn't have two of the exact same, like identical bows from HOYT. So I was kind of looking around and I thought, hey, Sandstorm looks pretty cool. Kind of matches the terrain around here, but I still wanted the black topo limbs just because, I mean, never really seen anything like that before. It's pretty awesome. And something that's also new for me, besides it being a HOYT, is that it's in 80 pounds, which I've never ever had before. I mean, I shot Dash's bow a couple times, but so I know at least that I can get it back. But just based off the first looks, pretty stoked. It's pretty sweet looking. So we're gonna set it up for you guys. Put on a sight and the rest, stabilizers, and I got some new plates for the handle that are from elk antler. So got a pretty cool video for you guys. We're gonna get started. We also got this box from HOYT. I'm pretty sure it has our quiver, Go-Stix, rests. Let's see here. There we got the carbon super light quick detach quiver. And I got it in black, even though my riser in Sandstorm, because, you know, I thought it would go good since the limbs are kind of black. And I got it in 6 arrows. I know Dash got the 4 arrow one, but wasn't really sure. So I just went with the bigger one. And then we got the Ultra Rest Integrate MX2, and pretty excited about that. And then we got one more, and that is the Go-Stix 2.0. Never ran these obviously before because I haven't had a HOYT in years, but I think they'd be pretty cool. So we're just going to start with popping this off and putting on our elk antler, which I'm not entirely sure if I'll even like these or not. I just thought they look cool. So I think these just stick on like that maybe, and then we just hold them on right there. Kind of like the look of it. Like I said, I don't know if I'll actually like it shooting them, but I guess we'll see. Now we're gonna put on our arrow rests. So far the only thing we've done is we put the elk antlers on, which they feel pretty good and they look pretty sweet. But we're gonna put this on, and I don't think there's really any correct order to what we put on, because I mean it's all got to go on. So all right, so we just took off this piece here, and then what you're gonna want to do is loosen this right here, just open enough it can latch onto this little groove, and then you just want to line up that arrow on the little line that's built into the bow, and you don't want to tighten it too much because it can strip out. So you just want to tighten it until it stays on there a little bit, okay? And then once we got that on there, you take this part and you just kind of put it over this, and it should go just like that on that hole. And then, like I said, same thing here. You don't want to over tighten it. No need to get it super tight, but just to where it's, you know, not gonna come out while you're shooting it. Just like that. All right, we got the rest on. And then still have the stabilizers and the sight and the Go-Stix. All right, we just got the rest on here, and we're gonna go ahead and put this sight on next. And I have the Excel landslide 3-pin with a 2-power lens in it. And I've actually had this for a long time. I've shot a bunch of deer with it, and I really like it. And got the Picatinny mount, which is new, obviously, for me. Super simple, though. You just screw that on there, and then take your Allen, and just tighten it a little. Just like that. It's pretty simple. Next step is we're going to put on the HOYT SL sidebar mount. And I think it's super simple. Now that we got the rest and the sight on here, you just take this, you put it in this bottom hole right here, and come around the other side, screw that in. And then there's a little like groove in the bow, and you can just line up your 0 on the sidebar mount. It's super simple. And take your Allen, just tighten that a little, but don't over tight it again. And then you can loosen this to change the angle that you want your back bar off of. So, not really sure, maybe somewhere in there. And then just take your Allen again and tighten that down. And then stabilizer, obviously super simple, just screws right in. No, I'm not sure how many weights I'm gonna run on them yet. I still have to get those, but just like that. That's how you put on the stabilizer and back bar. And I have some Conquest Control Freaks, the thin ones. And I wanna say this is 15 maybe, and 10, I believe. But yeah, pretty simple. And I'm liking how the bow's looking so far. It's looking pretty sweet. Next thing we're gonna put on are the Go-Stix 2.0. Now that we got the stabilizer, back bar, rest, sight, and our elk antler on, I'm gonna rip into this. Take out the rubber piece and then put the Go-Stix on and put that weight back on the end of the Go-Stix. All right, now we're gonna put on the Go-Stix, and they're super simple. You just pull them out so they're out of your way while you're just tightening this down with your Allen. And I think these are gonna be pretty awesome compared to like what I've had in the past, like limb legs. I've heard a lot better things about these. So you're just gonna tighten that down. And then I took out the rubber piece just to have this quick disconnect with the weights on it, and you can just pop it in like that, and then you just can tighten the weight just like that. And they have that there, so if you want to run like your stabilizer off of that, then you can if you want. But this is the way Colby and Dash are doing it, and they say they like it, so I'm gonna listen to them and do the same. But pretty simple now. All we have left is just the quiver, I think.
All right, you can see we got the level. We got the string level, and I got the arrow sitting in there about an 1/8, 16th and an 1/8 knock high, and then I'll just set the D loop here. First thing I do, I start off with this one to hold my spot. And I get that to where I like it. I'm about a 16th high. I don't know if you can zoom in there and see that. It's just that way it gives, when it comes out of the bow, it gives it a little direction, just a little bitty knock high coming out of the bow. And then I'll tie this up against the knock so it gives me the gap I like. And then I'll just set my strings up there against that. Then I use this beeswax, and it just gives the string a little tacky to grab onto. Just a little reassurance that it's not going to slip or go nowhere. So I've got my little string I like to put out against a knock, and then I'll run these little soft ties right up against that one. And what I do, I just underhand go through it and go through it again. So it, you know, it looks like that. So that you have basically 2 knots through there. And then I just push it up against that string I put. And then just pull it tight. And this next one, we go on the bottom. So we'll go through it, under, back through it. And I just pull this. And this knot's on the bottom. And just make sure you're up against that other one. Pull it tight. Do the same thing. Over, under, over, under. And just up against there. I like to have like 4 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Just repeating it here. Through, under, and then back over. That's 3, and this will be 4. And then just up against that and pull that tight. Now I'll push this D loop up, and I'll just do the same thing we just did, but typically I do like 2 on the top, and then I do the beeswax again. Just it gives it some grippy. That way the string connects to each other better, makes better connection. And then this one I just go right on the top. Try to get about halfway. Same overhand knots. I go through it twice. And then just come down. And then just push up against your knot there. Because we have the string here that's giving us our little gap. You don't want those touching each other without this. Because then you'll get knock pinched when you go to draw it back. It'll start rising off your air rest. Just pull that tight. Now this one's going to be on the bottom. I'll come back and do one on the top. And I'll just pull this. I just always use the same cord. And then we'll just cut and burn these off. I like to smash it down on that other thread while it's hot. And that gives us our soft ties. And it has just a little bit of play in there. I usually try to pull on this just a little bit. And this one's on the left side since we're right-handed. And then you want to pull on the opposite side. So we'll go the opposite side, go around, and then through, pull it tight, and then come back over this shooting string that you're going to be clipping onto, and then backing around. And you pull it like that. So the D loop will be pulling on this left side on the top and the right side on the bottom, which kind of balances out the shooting string. It's not all coming off one side. So there's your D loop with 2 soft knots on top, 4 on the bottom. To cinch up my knots or my D loop, I just have my little pliers here. I go through and I don't get carried away, but just a nice little tug on them, kind of tightens those up. So we got the D loop in, we put the Peep in, and you can see it's just 90 degrees off from what it needs to be. So I'll put it in the bow press, and I'll put a full twist in the shooting string, and you know, hopefully we're after somewhere around squared up to the eye. So I just take this off, and then I'm going to put a twist in. I'd rather put a twist in than take twist out if we can fix it that way. That's a full twist. That'll work. I just got to pull that Peep out and flip it around the other way, but that did what we was trying to get it to do.
So I went ahead and already screwed this on. It was really simple. You just take out this bolt on the other side here and then pop that in and just tighten it down. And then you put your little piece on your quiver here and there's just a hole and you slide it through. It's super fast and simple. And then you just tighten that down and there's like a set screw. So that way you know it's in the right place every time. And you just tighten it down like that and it's super up close to the bow and really tight. And then to take it off, you just tighten it or loosen it, a couple times, and then it just slides right off like that. So like I said, super fast and super simple compared to quivers I've used in the past. And I think that pretty much finishes up the HOYT Alpha AX-3 setup. And I'm super stoked to finally have a HOYT in my hands now. We all do. And hopefully I can get a turkey down this turkey season with it. I'm gonna try headshot. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.